Hello everybody and welcome back to the making of Alita Battle Angel. This video was sponsored by TNT Cosplay Supply, a great resource for foam for your foam fabricating cosplay needs. Now on with the show. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Evil Ted channel. Today I have a special guest, Holly Conrad.
Hey.
Some of you know her as Commander Holly. I had a plan. I wanted to collaborate and make a cool costume. I always had something I wanted to do with Holly. Turns out there's a movie. Well, it turns out there's a comic book that started into an animated series and is now being made into a movie. It's Alita Battle Angel. And I'm a big fan. And I wanted to build a costume. I thought, hey, I knew I'd like to build this costume with, so I would just sell Holly on this. So I gave my comic books to Holly.
Those are the original 90s ones too,
Yes,
right?
yes, they are.
That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
very cool. And what do you think?
I thought it was awesome. Like, I hadn't heard of it actually before you told me about it because I haven't read a lot of manga. Anything, it's also post-apocalyptic. It's got all those things that Ted is a fan of.
Yeah,
and I also really like those things. So it was kind of a perfect, like, oh, I was like, sure, why not? Let's
Cool,
do
because
it.
it's a futuristic wasteland. I'm excited. So I wanted to make these arms. I said, I want to make this costume. And being that I'm a male, I could not really come. I said, I need a female.
I said you could have cross-played.
Yeah, not so much. So Holly agreed. I'm like, oh, she'll be a great Alita. So so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make this video. I'm gonna show you guys behind the scenes as we build this, because our mission is to get this built and premiere at the Anime Expo. So Anime Expo 2016. I can do it. I think Holly's up for it. Holly, I'm gonna build the arms, and Holly's gonna help me with the bodysuit.
Yeah, and the wig.
The wig, and also the understructure too, which I need to attach the armor to. So today I'm going to make a duct tape pattern. Basically, how I'm going to go about doing this is I need to pattern off of Holly's arms. And I do have the measurements off of Holly's arms, but I need to get a real circumference of her arms. So how we're going to go about that is going to make a duct tape and saran wrap foil on her arm. So are you up for that, Holly?
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
That's pretty useful.
Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
Great stuff for packing, but I want to do this because I want to put this. And you cannot put duct tape on people's skin.
No, don't do that.
Do not do that. I'm going to do this in a strip here. All right, now that my registration marks are made on her arm, I have a pair of scissors here.
Oh, no. Yay.
Well, I'm going to cut this all out.
No skin was harmed.
All right, before you, the patterns I made. Now, granted, I took the saran wrap and duct tape patterns, worked the bugs out, laid them out nice and flat, and compensated the thickness of foam, traced them, and these are my patterns. So I'm going to go ahead and do a test. I'm going to trace these onto the gray foam and do a prototype. So that's what we're going to do next. And there it is. There's the prototype. Granted, Holly's going to come over. I'm going to slip this bad boy on to see what it looks like, but I'm pretty happy with it. If there's any changes I can make it on this and then transfer it to the patterns to fix it. Because after I do this, sign off on this, I'm going to make a new one out of TNT cosplay foam. Forearm looks good. You can see my pivot point I need to change. This has to be altered a little bit up here. This is nice. And there's the shoulder. This shoulder, I'll let everybody know, this is my 4th shoulder. I made 1 I liked, 2 was good, 3 was pretty good, but this is better. I made some alterations, some changes, made the shoulder bigger. Yeah, this is so much better. I really like this. How's it feel, Holly?
I like it. It's very snug.
It is snug good. Is it too snug or?
Not too snug. It's like the fabric will fit in just perfect.
That's
yeah,
excellent.
I can tell. It'll be great.
Well, the test fit went really well, so now I'm going to reproduce this with my patterns out of TNT cosplay foam. And it's going to look a lot better because the quality of the foam is going to be a lot cleaner. So let's do that. Da, da, da. Here it is, the first official fitting.
Totally authentic pink socks.
And your pink socks. This is her brand new arms with the TNT cosplay foam. Looks amazing. The quality, I love this stuff. And
my friend Kit helped me make the bodysuit, and by help me, I mean actually made it, and I was just her PA. But I learned a lot. Yay!
This looks great. The arms fit really good. So next step is what we're going to do is I want to make sure everything fits first before I seal them. So now it looks great. The only thing we realized that we're going to probably do some a strap up here to hold the shoulder upright. Looks good, doesn't it, Holly?
Oh, looks great. Yeah, you get the back. Got that cool silhouette. Yeah. All that kind of stuff going on.
Excellent. So let's go ahead and get you out of it and coat those things with the rubber.
Sweet.
This is Poly Latex 60. This is highly recommended from Bill Doran. What's great about this latex, it comes in a paste, and you can just thin it down with some distilled water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pigment it with my universal tint to make this creamy to shoot through my critter gun. And the cool thing that Bill's been telling me about the Polytech latex is that you can mix up the consistency you like, spray the critter gun, and when it dries, you can still spray on top of itself and it sticks. Because balloon rubber latex will not do that. But the Polytech, this is going to be my first time working with it, so I'm really excited about this, so I can't wait to try this. That goes on so nice and thin, I love it. There it is, all coated. This is the Polytech 60. I have to say, what I like about this, I was able to mix up the consistency I liked with the distilled water. And when I sprayed it, it just came out nice and creamy and smooth, so I didn't have any problem with drips. It went on evenly and nice, and it dries beautifully. This is great. So these guys are pretty much done. We'll let these dry. So the next step on these is going to be paint. You're probably wondering, what the heck is this, Ted? I figured as I was doing this, I might want to show you one of the techniques. These are the finger cups I made for Holly's glove. You can see right there I did it out of white foam. Now, in order to coat them and seal them, what I had to do was I ended up just taking foam core, made little strips of foam core, hot glue them into a little board. Now granted, a little technique I want to talk about too, when attaching these to the actual piece of foam core, I don't use glue, I use double stick tape. Because what happens with glue sometimes, especially with hot glue, trying to take this off, you'll tear your foam. And something this thin, you'll damage it. And you don't want to do that. Not take these off until they're completely painted. But I just wanted to show you the technique of how I go about doing these finger cups. Now to create the mechanical Alita hands, I needed gloves. So I got these really thin cotton gloves because I need them like ready to be low profile, so I can glue the finger cups onto them. And of course, all I did was I did a knuckle, the tip of the finger and the knuckle, and I'm going to glue these directly onto the glove, the tips. And in the comic book, she has leather gloves on, and I realized Holly went out and bought some motorcycle gloves, and they're really cool, but they're super thin. So there's no way I'm going to be able to make mechanical fingers and get a leather glove over it. So what I did was Lowe's Hardware, so I bought those real cheap brown like gardening gloves, which are fabric. And as you can see, this doesn't look like fabric. I went ahead and brushed on black latex. Took some latex and pigmented it black, and I brushed into the fabric and get to make it look like gloves. And of course, I had a little mold left over, some little rivets. I'm sorry for the knuckle braces. And I went ahead and just, since it was latex, I super glued these guys on. And now, when I make the thin glove, I'll be able to, there's plenty of room for her to put the mechanical fingers on and slip her fingers through these to give the illusion that she's wearing a leather glove. Okay, what you see here is Sims flexible coating. This is what I'm going to be painting the Battle Angel arms with. This is a Sims, this is Landau black. It's a black flexible coat. I'm going to spray it in the latex arms, and then I'm going to put a clear gloss. This is the same thing, Sims flexible clear gloss. And get the gloss on, let that dry a little bit. I'm going to go back in over it with Imperial Chrome. Now I'll warn you guys, when you click on the links for this stuff is really expensive. I like to put this in a little squeeze bottle so I can put it into my airbrush. But this stuff is expensive, but this is going to be the effects and the steps I'm going to use to paint this. And there they're all painted. Now you can see why the paint's really expensive. It puts on really quite a sheen. It's really impressive. Yes, this does look like metal. Now my next step is I'm going to go ahead and put some thin black craft foam. Because back here, these are actually, I'm going to block these in, but I kept them open because I knew I was going to put some black foam because it was make it look a lot cleaner. I'm going to do some take a paintbrush and paint these inside lines black. But I just painted these, so I'm going to give these guys a couple hours to dry. And what you're seeing there is blue tape, 3M blue tape. And I want to create the gasket, like rubber joints between her arms. And how I'm going to go about doing that is I take some thin blue tape, and I'm going to go in with an airbrush and do a black acrylic paint in between these cracks. Yeah, that turned out really nice. Got the gasket look, comes all the way up to the shoulder. And of course, I only did the parts that I know that would show on the arms. So the armor will be over here. I have the joints in between. Looks really good, nicely done. So what I'm gonna do, being this is acrylic paint, I'm gonna go ahead and let this stuff dry for 24 hours before I take it off the mannequin. All right, now the arms are all dry. I went back in with my black craft foamed, put it behind the pieces. Also, I went back with acrylic and painted this black. And as you notice, the arms now are attached. What I've done is I took some black styrene plastic and I super glued them on the inside where the pivot points are. What I did was, the reason I did that was to prevent these guys from bending. And I put black elastic and I hot glued those in. So when they're worn, this will prevent the arms from traveling. She'll have the access of movement, but the elastic strap will stretch to compensate for any other movement she does. But it kind of give the illusion of the pivot point. I got that all dialed in. And of course on the knee pads, I went back in with a brush with the black acrylic and painted these guys black. So these are all done. And of course, last but not least, these are the gloves I showed you guys earlier. I went ahead and got the thin, low-profile gloves, glued the fingertips on them, they're all ready to go. And got the gloves, she's just going to slip her fingers in that. So we're going to go ahead and wait for Holly to show up. I'll put this all on her and see how it all looks.
Hey Ted, how's it going?
Hey Holly!
You ready to do it?
You ready?
I'm ready as I'm gonna be.
All right, let's do it.
Ted, if I can
It was a blast, everybody. Thanks for coming out. People who recognized us and knew who Alita Battle Angel was great.
Yeah, that was amazing.
It was fun. People were like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite anime. And I said, that's funny because it was mine too. That's why I talked Holly into doing it. Holly, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, of course. It was awesome. I haven't cosplayed like that in a while, like as a face character, so.
No, and also you did a great job on the wig.
Thank you.
And the bodysuit looked wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. We did have to remake it because Kit helped me make the original one, and it was amazing, but the fabric started separating, so I just used her same pattern and then just remade it. So thank you, Kit. We had no idea it was going to do that, so.
Okay. Also, by the way, big shout out to my niece, Bailey Brooke Smith, who did your makeup. Was amazing. And Holly had the cool brown contacts, which,
it looked awesome.
Which is a detail that I missed, and she did. It was amazing. It was great. Also, thanks to the Kit, you said, for making the bodysuit. Also, a big shout out to TNT Cosplay Supply for supplying me with the foams and sponsoring this video. And if you guys first time watch me, don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any other questions about links and stuff, I have them just below the video on everything I've used on making this stuff for Alita's arms. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you back next time right here on the Evil Ted channel.